Hello everyone and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Indeed, welcome for the first time. If this is the first time you've just joined us on this Wednesday, counting down to Christmas, not long to go, Sunday the big day, everyone getting very excited. And we're here with you right up until the end of the week, bringing you lots of fun, hints, tips, education, inspiration and demonstration, of course. Lots to look forward to over the course of the day today. We've got a fantastic, beautiful beginning show coming up for you at 6 o'clock tonight. That's 1 o'clock Eastern. Craig is going to be here with Lily for that. Some cracking deals on that show, which we previewed earlier on Wake Up Call. And for the next couple of hours, Colour Me Happy, a show which potentially you might not have seen for a while. We used to do this on a Friday, then we moved it to the weekend. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, Colour Me Happy disappeared, didn't it? It's always been there, but it's sort of just been moved around a little bit. And we thought, you know, what a nicer way to spend a Wednesday afternoon here in the UK than to be getting back to basics with some colouring, concentrating on all things tri-blend over the course of this show. And as always with the Colour Me Happy shows, we like to make them nice and interactive. I mean, we always encourage you to ask questions, we always encourage you to send in your comments, but we sort of said earlier on, we want to make this an interactive show. We had lots of questions coming in earlier on Wake Up Call, so let's do it during this Colour Me Happy show as well. End of the year, heading into 2023, maybe you're looking to get into colouring. Maybe you're someone who's looking to take up colouring once again, and you've got a question that you need to ask before you jump in and buy some of the goodies that we've got on the show. Maybe you're already someone who's using tri-blends and you have got a question that you want to ask Lily, ask it. Or indeed, if you're someone who's using any of the products that you see on the show and you just want to tell us why you love them so much, feel free to get in touch on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got Superstar Susie on the socials today, sending through all of the questions and the comments, and of course the other side of the studio, providing all of the inspiration, answering all of your questions as well, is the lovely Lily. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm delighted to be back. I mean, we were saying in just between shows, I love being here. Do you know what? I would be here all the time if I could, you know, here crashing away.
Too loudly, well, whatever you do.
Not too much, but I just I just love being able to share all of my hints and tips with you, especially when it's a Colour Me Happy show. It's got to be one of my favourite types of shows. I love my colouring, love my tri-blends. Very excited for this show. It's going to be a cracker. And like Ben says, please do get those questions in. If you're a complete newbie, this is going to be the perfect show. So make sure you tune in for the full 2 hours, because like I say, it's going to be an absolute Christmas cracker of a show.
Oh, like we did there. See what you did.
Always. Too much time with you, Ben. Too much time with you.
I know, it rubs off eventually. And that is the thing, right? I know what it's like, because I used to be one of those people at school, and I had questions that I wanted to ask. I never put my hand up in the air because I was worried that like the teacher might say it was a silly question or whatever, what everyone else might think. We're not like that here. Even if it's the most basic of questions that potentially we could have answered hundreds of thousands of times, if you're asking it for the first time and you don't know the answer to it, ask it. That's what we're here for. Like I said earlier on, if we don't get round to it, there are plenty of lovely people who are watching alongside you today who will answer that question in the comments as well. That's why Susie's with us on the shows too, to help out and answer those questions. So anything you want to ask it today. Get your hellos in as well, and we'll say a few hellos in just a little while. Let's get started though, because kind of diving in at the start, for those of you who are brand new to tri-blends, what a collection to go for, the starter collection. It is a little taster, a little kind of dip your toe in the water as far as tri-blend colouring is concerned, by giving you a smaller bundle of everything that you need to get you started. We're giving you your 6-piece tri-blend exotic blend, so you're getting 6 pens, but actually, as we always talk about with these, 6 pens, but actually 18 colours.
Yeah.
Because you're getting your light, your medium and your dark within all of the 6 colours that you've got within this set. Your exotic blends brings you your burnt orange, you've got your aqua blue blend in there, also your gold yellow blend, you've got your magenta, your alpine green and your pink violet blend. To go alongside that, we're bringing you your 30 sheets of your premium marker pad as well, so that's included. So you've got your pens, you've got your pad. We're giving you one of our ink pads too. That of course is your alcohol proof dye. We're bringing that in the rustic brown, so everything that you need as far as your stamping is concerned. You've got the item you're going to stamp it onto, you've got your pens to colour it in, but you need some stamps to be working with. Well, as if we thought about it, we're throwing you in some stamp sets as well. And these are really cute ones. You've got the My Cup of Tea, which is the stacked teacups with a little teapot. Comes with some really cute little sentiments in there as well, like tea-rific, like that. And you've also got My Cup of Tea. And then you've got a beautiful floral set here as well, which is the Hello Lovely. If you were watching the earlier show, you will have seen Lily using some of these, but actually a lovely collection, particularly this one, to allow you to practice all of your blending techniques, because obviously the different areas of the florals you've got there, you've got areas that will be lighter, areas that will be darker as well, so lots and lots of ways to be able to use those in conjunction with all the other goodies that you've got in the set. With it being a starter set, we thought, you know what, as well, we've got to bring the price down for you, so saving almost £14, almost $22. That's the price today. If you're a platinum member, or indeed if you are a newbie shopping for the first time today, sign up to Club Inspire, see that logo on the website, click it, pop in your name, email address, create a password, you're in, you'll get 20% off your first order, which is that price right there. And loads of other benefits for you as well, which you'll find out about on the website. Few hellos coming through. Hello to Christine Mahoney.
Hello.
Who says hello again.
Hello.
You right, Christine? Lovely to have you with us yesterday. We had a great time with Christine on the
I know, I did. I have heard. I'll be watching that show back at the weekend.
It was a cracker.
Looking forward to it. Was it a Christmas cracker?
It was a Christmas cracker. Hi to Sally, says good afternoon everyone here watching with a poorly Gracie 11. Oh Gracie, get well soon.
Get well soon.
Thing is, hopefully if you're poorly now, a few days time you'll be in good spirits, ready for Christmas. Carletta says hi Lily and Ben.
Hello.
Philip Watson, one of our newer viewers, says afternoon all from a chilly Sunderland.
Hello.
And we've already got some questions coming in as well, which we will tackle in a mo. We're going to have a look at some pictures. I was being very, very efficient there and picking up items that I didn't need to pick up because Johnny's got the pictures lined up and ready to go. Other items which you might want to buy from this particular show, the Natural Beauty Stamp Collection. 5 beautiful portraits that you're going to get within this collection. $23.97, $29.85. And you know, whilst you are potentially going to be colouring these in and using these for cards, a lot of kind of sort of wedding themed cards potentially, I almost see these as sort of practice stamps, if you like. They're good stamps to practice with, aren't they?
Absolutely. These have been designed specifically for use with your brush markers.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to be your tri-blend brush, like we're going to be using on today's show, or whether that's going to be your Spectrum Noir illustrators, they've been specifically hand-drawn to sort of practice those techniques, those skin and those hair techniques, the ones that we all really want to master. And this artwork is going to enable you to practice those techniques and get fabulous results with ease. The way that the stamps have been designed is that they've got enough line work, and this is something we were talking about on Wake Up Call this morning. They've got enough line work to give you the clues as to where the shading, where the light and shade is going to be within that image, but they're not over designed. They've not got too many lines in there, so it takes away from your creative freedom and takes away from where you can add that colour. You've still got that opportunity to add in all your shading using your coloured pens, whether that be, like we say, your tri-blend brush or your illustrators. Just a fabulous set of 5 stamps, and they are very high quality photo polymer as well, so you're going to get that crisp stamped impression every single time.
We'll have a look at the full collection a little bit sort of up close and personal in just a bit, but I think you're ready, because that's where we're going to start. You're ready to kind of get cracking with these. Get the questions in, and I tell you what we'll do, whilst Lily's colouring, or maybe sort of whilst we have a break, we'll pile all the questions together and do a little Q&A session. So anything you want to ask about on the show, or anything just in general to do with your colouring, get the questions in and we'll make it nice and interactive. So we're going to start off with the Natural Beauty stamps. Which of the stamps are you going to use, Lily?
I'm going to start off with and this is a hard one to say, get my teeth in.
Go on.
Before we're ready. Ethereal Beauty.
Wow, okay.
Done it.
Brilliant.
Done it for the show, not saying it again. Ever. Gorgeous stamp, and within these, like I say, they are high quality photo polymer. Within each of the 5 sets that you're getting within this collection, you get that one statement stamp included. You can see it's going to really take centre stage on any of your card bases, or perhaps scrapbook pages, home decor, whether it's going to be invites for weddings, perhaps it's going to be prom cards. Lots of options with these, but like we say, brilliant for actually practicing your colouring. And all we've done is we've gone ahead, we've taken one of our Spectrum Noir Finesse alcohol proof ink pads, and these are really, really important when we're working with an alcohol based medium like our tri-blends. Doesn't matter if there are regular original tri-blends with the bullet nib, or if there are tri-blend brush pens, they're all alcohol based pens. So what we need when we're working with an alcohol based medium is we need an alcohol proof ink pad. You will find these on the website from our Spectrum Noir range. I'm using the Pebble colourway for this particular image. I always say Pebble is almost like a cross between a grey and a brown. Really nice subtle effect. Sometimes we don't want that really harsh black line work. Sometimes we want something a little bit more muted, and going for your Pebble ink pad is going to give you that lovely line work onto there. Stamp that onto our Nina card. All we've done is we've die cut that label shape, and then I've gone ahead and stamped using my stamping platform. You can see the gorgeous detail within that stamp. Everything has stamped perfectly first time. Beautiful high quality stamps are going to enable you to get that lovely stamped impression. Now, I was talking earlier, and I did show my colour chart earlier on this morning's wake-up call if you tuned in. This is definitely my top tip. Get yourself over to the Spectrum Raw website, click on that download section, you'll find a section with your colour charts. This is for our tri-blend, and I always say make sure you print it onto your Nina card or whatever cardstock you're going to be colouring onto. You'll get the best, most accurate colour representation by printing onto the same cardstock that you're going to be colouring onto. Just a blank one that you print off, and then just colour in all those boxes using your tri-blends. Makes it so much easier to have that reference, that guide when you come to picking your colours when you are colouring in your stamped images. So definitely top tip, recommend to download that. And within the tri-blend range, we've got 48 different markers. Same for both the tri-blend original and the tri-blend bullet. Got 48 different markers, but within each marker, regardless of whether it's your tri-blend brush or the bullet, you basically have 3 pens in one. So you've got that light, that mid-tone and that dark.
Yeah.
All from the same colour family. So same letters means the same colour family. For this particular pen, FS, fair skin, same colour family, different intensities, with the higher number being the most dark within this 3 pen blend. So 3 colour coordinated tonal colours within that one pen, saving you space, and also means it's a lot easier if you are a beginner. You're not having to match different pens. You know that's going to give you the light and shade within that one particular pen. Now, I was saying earlier that these stamps have been designed specifically for use with your brush markers, and you will also find on the back of all of the packagings, they actually give you a little bit of a serving suggestion. So if you're using your illustrators, they're telling you what colours they've used on that finished image. However, the illustrators and the tri-blends share the same colour family. So you will find those same colours within the tri-blends as well. So if you want to replicate that image, it is still possible with your tri-blends. We were talking about them being perfect for your brush nibs, but I was also talking about on Wake Up Call this morning how we can combine our bullet nibs and our brush nibs onto the same image, and that's what we're going to do here. So for the hair, we're going to use the brush nib, but we're going to start off with the skin, and I'm going to use our bullet nibs for the skin. I find personally, when I'm colouring skin, it's easier to go in with that bullet nib. I find I can get into that, that precise detail a little bit easier. And also, I'm not really using that flicking technique. I'm more working in circular motions to get a really nice smooth blend, a smooth lay down of colour. So I do find, for me, in general, I mean, there's always exceptions to the rules, but I always say I tend to use my bullet nibs when I'm colouring skin. And what I'm doing is I'm going in with that lightest colour tone within this 3 pen blend. I'm just going all over that area of the skin. And I'm also going to fill out the arm as well. Quite small sections here to focus on, so it's nice and manageable. It's nothing too overwhelming, but I always say, like we're talking about on Wake Up Call this morning, it's always easier to work when that ink is still wet. It's hard to blend onto dry card, so always focus on that small section at a time. Master that section, complete that section with all your shading, and when you've done that area, move on to that next area, so you're always working when that ink is wet. What we're doing, we're then going in with our mid-tone, just going around the edges of the face. If you think about a face, it's going to be rounded, it's beveled, so we're going to have a highlight down the centre, and then around the edges it's going to be a little bit darker. So we're going in with our mid-tone, and then we're going to use our darker tone in the very darkest areas. So if we want to get some questions in, fire them at me, Ben. What do the people want to know?
We've had one so far.
Ooh.
Just the one.
Just the one. Still early. Still got time.
Still early. There's a few. So let's do a few hellos.
Oh, let's say hello.
Then we'll welcome a new member to the Platinum Club.
Ooh.
And then we'll do the question. So Rhonda's in from a very chilly Chicago.
Ooh.
There's that horse there again. Evelyn Kiefer says, good morning from beautiful Colorado.
Morning.
Hi to Kimberly, who is in from Eastbourne.
Good morning, Kimberly.
Is that Sussex?
Down there, it's down south. Down south.
Mary Beth Doyle joins us from Minnesota.
Good morning.
Hi to Jill B, who says, happy winter solstice, everyone, from Arizona.
Happy winter solstice. Woohoo! Days are going to get longer, thank goodness.
Soon be cricket season again. Yeah!
Woohoo!
I shall soon start heading out and about and go running in the open air like you do. I go in the gym now, it's too cold.
Oh, the other week it was -5.
And you went running?
Oh, it was cold,
You don't worry about falling over?
only if it's icy. I'm careful if it's icy, but the thing was, the past few weeks it's been snow. So it's been safe, but my goodness me, has it been cold. Oof.
I bet you're the type of person who's got trainers for all occasions. I bet you've got trail shoes, haven't you?
Yeah, I was finding actually the past few weeks on the snow, my trail shoes were the best ones to go for. But yes, definitely.
Till Sparkley joins us saying hi again, everyone.
Hello.
Carletta's in saying hello, Lily and Ben.
Hello.
And we have a question from Janice.
Get it in.
Oh, sorry, before that, celebrations for Zoe Carver, who says, afternoon everyone, I'm sorry, a bit late. I was placing an order, and guess what? I've now reached platinum.
Woohoo! Celebrate.
Celebrate, Zoe, and enjoy everything that brings to you. Janice asks, I've seen coloured stamped images, I think you did this earlier, with a colour blend around it.
Ooh.
How do you achieve that without getting the ink on the image?
Ooh, should we do that at the end of this demo?
Why not?
Yes,
there you go.
we
Janice
will do
show
this.
you.
It's funny, I could say, oh, this is off the cuff or anything, but I actually plan to do that at the end. So perfect question. But we will do that at the very end. So first top tip with that would be colour your image first, and then we'll do that halo at the very end. So stay tuned. But keep those questions coming. So we've built up the colour on the face. We've just added some PP2 onto the cheeks and onto the lips, just to give her a little bit more life. I think adding that blush colour to the cheeks really does just add that little bit. A little touch of blush does bring her to life. Then we're bringing in our hydrangea blend. We're going in with our lightest colour tone first. And if you're wondering why and sort of how I decided on the colours that I'm going with, the way I tend to work is I'll pick my pattern papers. Blimey, it sounds like one of them riddles. Lily picked her pattern papers.
She picked her pattern papers with a pickled pepper.
Well, not with the pickled pepper.
No,
but,
not the pickled pepper?
No, not a fan of pickles.
Oh.
No. No.
Oh, I love a pickle.
Oh,
anyway, back to your pattern paper without the pickles.
I picked my pattern papers. We'll see them in a little while, but those are the papers I chose, actually from one of our craft kits, the Reveal Wheel craft kit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll pick those first, and then I'll bring out my colour chart and I'll go, right, I want to use that purple tone. What matches with that? Hydrangea matches perfectly. That's the pen tone I'm going to use, and that's the way I tend to work. So choose your papers first. Then when you've got your colour chart, it makes it so much easier just to colour match using the colours that you've got within your tri-blends. So going over this full section of a dress, using that lightest colour tone, and I'm back to my tri-blend brush for this one, just because I'm using a little bit of a flicking technique, just flicking that colour all over that area. Tend to go over that base coat a couple of times just to really saturate the fibres of the card, and it makes it easier to blend when we move up to our mid-tone, which we're going to do now, which is our HB2. Okay. So the HB denoting the fact that it's our hydrangea blend with this gorgeous purple colour tones with our tri-blend brush markers, and it really is a dream to work with that brush nib. So easy to lay down that colour, but it does still taper into a very fine point, so you can see I'm getting into all this detail within the stamp. I'm not worrying about going outside the lines. I'm going to get a perfect result every single time. So going around the outside, I'm thinking that we're going to have a little bit of a highlight in the centre of her dress, so that's where I'm leaving that lightest colour tone, and I'm just adding the mid-tone around the outside of that dress at the very edges. And then I'm bringing in my darkest tone within the 3 pen blend, which is our HB3. Then just have that at the very edge of this part of the image, that shadow around the edge there. Thinking where her hair is overlapping, the dress is going to be casting a little bit of a shadow.
Johnny's marvelling at your colouring in the gallery, saying it looks like it's printed, and look how smooth that T-shirt is.
But it's so easy when you've got, it's the quality of the ink within the pens. When you've got a quality ink, it's been designed specifically to blend, so you're going to get that seamless blend. And as well, it's the cardstock, it's using the right cardstock. I am using Nina, but within that starter kit you do get the marker pad. Same sort of idea, it's going to blend perfectly as well. So it doesn't matter if you're using your Nina or if you're using that marker pad within that bundle, you'll get that fabulous result.
Amazing.
If I turn it over, I think when we all start colouring, we turn it over and think, oh my goodness, what have I done wrong? I've used the wrong cardstock, what's happened? That is totally normal.
I really like the effect on the back.
It looks quite cool, that, doesn't it? I'm looking at it, I think I quite like that. It's something a bit different. Yeah. But that is totally normal. That's actually a good sign. It means that the alcohol's moving within the fibres of the card, which is what we want. But that's why we've got a piece of cardstock or paper underneath just to block that ink. And I touched on this on Wake Up Call. If you've got your glass mat underneath, this is not porous. So what will happen is your ink will go through to the other side of your cardstock, and then it will pool on your glass mat. The only place for that ink then to go is back up into that image, which can result in it bleeding outside the lines. Whereas by contrast, if we have our cardstock underneath, the ink's going to go through to the back side of that piece, and then it's going to be sucked up by that cardstock. So it's not going to need to come back up into our stamped image. So it's going to give us that perfect result.
And it doesn't matter what cardstock you put underneath, does it?
No, it doesn't have to be cardstock. I mean, I've just got some of our multi-purpose card. It can be the cheapest copy of paper you can find. It doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. As long as it's porous, you'll be good to go. But the bit I'm super, super excited about, I have to say, when I first got these stamps home, I saw the packaging, I thought, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to sit and colour these. These are a colourist's dream. Whether you're new to colouring or advanced, it's so much fun and so enjoyable to colour this hair. That's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to bring in some of our brush pens, of course, perfect for that flicking technique that we're going to do in just a moment. We're using our Tan Extend and our Tan Blend from our Tri-Blend brush range. Same sort of idea as with our skin that we've just done. Starting off with this lightest colour tone. I'm not going to worry about going over that full area of hair. I'm only going to start on that left-hand side. Don't think about doing all the hair at once. It's quite a large area, so you just want to focus on one small section at a time. So I'm sectioning, almost like a hairdresser, I'm sectioning your hair off into a couple of sections.
Not going to put some of those little silver foils in there as well,
are you? Oh gosh, yeah, I hope not. No, definitely not. So we're starting on that left-hand side of our hair. And I'm just going to add, just laying down. You can see how easy it is to lay down that colour using that lovely brush nib. It really is a dream to colour with these pens. So easy to lay down that colour. And you can lay down the colour quite quickly when you're working with your brush nib as well. Laying down that lightest colour tone first. So this is from the Tan Blend, our TN1 from our Tan colour family. Laying down that colour like so. Then we're going to move into our next pen tone up, so swapping out to the Tan Extend. This is why I say you always need all of the pens if you can. It's one of those you might want to start collecting them. You might not be able to stretch to all the pens today, but start building up that library, start building up that collection. With my Tri-Blends, I started off with the bullet nibs. My first pack was the deep blends. That was the first one I went for, and then I just built my collection from there, and I'm very lucky to have the complete set now, and I use them day in, day out.
And interesting that you did the whole section of the hair there in the lighter colour first, rather than kind of doing smaller bits first.
Yep, so it's nice to, like we were saying, it's best to work when it's wet in wet, so getting that first coat of colour, laying down all over that, that section of the image just allows you to have something to sort of blend from. It allows you to work up from that point. And all we're doing, we're following those lines again. That stamp has laid down all those clues as to where the shading's going to be, and we're just going to follow those lines, making sure you don't go all over that image, because we want to leave some of that lighter tone exposed in that highlight. And I'm thinking that part's going to be light. We've got the curve there, so I'm having it darker at the two edges and then that highlight across the centre. I'm not overthinking it though. That's the crucial part. Don't overthink it. I'm not drawing a light source onto my image. I'm just going with one sort of idea, and I'm going to replicate that for the full image, so I've got that continuity. But I think we overcomplicate things so much. We start to think about where's the light source coming from, what time of day is it, what position. You know, there's no need at all. We just want to get on with the fun bit, which is the colouring. And I think that's why a lot of people can get quite intimidated with colouring when we start talking about light sources. When somebody starts talking about light sources, I think, blimey, it sounds like they're talking about physics, and I'm zoned out at that point, because that's definitely not for me. Much more about the colouring.
Whilst you were talking about the Tri-Blend brushes, and so you talk about those with the pen, and then you've got the extender blend. And as you chatted about earlier on with that, so you might have like the original pen, which might be the 1, the 4, and the 6 blend of that particular pen, and then the extender might be the 2, the 3, the 5. So it almost extends the lighter shades and the darker shades and the shades in the middle. Kendall is asking about the Tri-Blend pens.
Yes.
So she's asking, can you use the first Tri-Blend collection with the darker collection? And that's almost like what you're doing now, isn't it?
Absolutely. So if you're talking about your regular Tri-Blends, this is the colour chart for your regular Tri-Blends. What we can do is with our Tri-Blend brush, it's the same colourways, just in a different configuration. So with your regular Tri-Blend, you have your blend and your shades. If you want a really long extended blend, go all the way from your lightest within your blend all the way to your darkest in your shade. So absolutely, they'll go hand in hand, work them together. Perhaps skip out a shade, maybe go 1, 4, 6 and 7, just see what works for you. But by having it on a colour chart, you can see what's close in colour tone, what sort of effects you're going to get. But absolutely, that's what I do an awful lot. And it's the same sort of thing that I'm doing here by using both pens. You can use them separately, or you can use them together for even more sort of colours. But yeah, absolutely, your shades and your blend have been designed to go hand in hand.
And just to chat as well, because Corinne was talking about this yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, she was in yesterday.
You're obviously buying a pen which has got the 3 different shades in. You like your medium and your dark.
Yeah.
You don't have to use all 3 shades every time. You could do like a 2-colour blend if you wanted, couldn't you?
Gosh,
or
no,
just use one of them.
absolutely. Yeah, of course not. I mean, for the lips, I just use 2 colours.
Yeah.
You don't have to. What we've done by putting it in the 3-pen blend is making it easier. So if you want to just follow the way it's in the pens, then that's great if you're a beginner. But if you're a little bit more advanced, sometimes I'll mix up the colour families. You know, I'll go a little bit rogue. We're going to do a little bit of that later on, quite likely during this show. If you are a little bit more advanced, go outside of that 3-pen blend. Perhaps just use the 1, use 2, or mix different pens. Completely up to you. I mean, here we're mixing 2 pens. Although they're from the same colour family, we're doing more than a 3-pen blend, so complete freedom with them. But by having them in that 3-pen blend, just give you that safety net, so you know you've got that security. And we've thought about it sort of in the first place, so you don't have to. But of course, go rogue, go freestyle if you prefer.
It's a silly question here, I'm going to ask it anyway.
No, you're not allowed to ask it if you start off by saying that. That is the only rule.
So people might be thinking this, so I'll ask it. So obviously, you can just use 1 colour if you want. You can do a 2-pen blend if you want.
Yep.
You can use all 3, the light, the medium and the dark.
Yeah.
Would you go further than that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So how many have we used so far? We're on about 6, yeah. Absolutely. I always say it's to do with the area you've got to colour.
Right.
So, for example, for our lips, that's a really small area. I'm not going to fit 6 different colour tones within the lips, so I've only gone for 2. Whereas here, I've got quite a large area, so I can fit 6 different pens into there. Okay. Completely up to you. But for me, I don't want to say rule, because I hate talking about rules when it comes to crafting, because I think crafting should definitely have no rules. But for me, the sort of indicator as to how many pens to use, first of all, is how many have you actually got in your stash?
Still have a question I thought of. Anyway, keep going.
And second of all, is how big is that area? If you've got a big space and you've got 6 pens, use all 6.
And how would you do that then, as opposed to, so when you're colouring with your 3, it's always, as I remember it, so you go your light, don't you? Yeah. Then your dark, and then you use your sort of medium tone to then kind of blend it. Yeah. How would you do it with 6?
Just repeat it. Just keep going. So you'll go with your lightest, just like what we've been doing here. Then you go with your next one. Sometimes I'll go back into that lightest one to blend it out. Sometimes if they're quite close colour tones, I won't need to go back to that lighter one. But just keep building those colour tones. That's exactly what we've done here. Now we're going in with the sixth. I can't get my teeth around that. 6th. The number 6 pen, the last one, which is the very darkest, and we're just having those into those very darkest areas. So it doesn't matter if you're doing 2, 3, 6, 9, whatever it might be, same technique, you're just extending it. All it is. Super, super simple. Now, we had the question about the outline, so I'm just going to grab brown grey blend. Should we go brown? Yes, let's do it. Brown grey blend.
Who was that from? I think it was Janice.
It was a good question anyway.
Yes, Janice.
It's a fabulous question. So we'd carry on colouring the image in the same way. Other side of the hair, exactly the same, just on the other side. So super, super easy. All we're going to do now is we're taking our brown grey blend, and we were talking about this actually this morning on Wake Up Call. So I did a card this morning where I went around with the ice blue blend. Works brilliantly. Craig tends to favour the greys. Works fabulously. I sometimes go around in a very pale purple, like your HB1 would work quite nice. Completely up to you. You just want a pale colour tone. And within the range, you've got plenty of greys to choose from. I'm going to go with BG2 for this particular one from the brown grey blend. I'm thinking we've got obviously brown in the hair, which is why I've decided to go with brown grey rather than ice grey. And all we're doing, you can do this with either your brush nib or your bullet nib, doesn't really matter. Just going around the outside. I tend to be quite sketchy in the way that I actually work with my pens. Tend not to do a continuous line. I'll sort of pull up as I go around.
But you'd have coloured the whole image, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. So colour the whole image first, and then if you've got little areas, I mean, I've gone slightly outside the lines there. What this will do by going over that area, it'll push that colour through to the other side of the cardstock. And what that will mean is it will push the colour back inside those lines. So as well as adding that halo, which gives you that lovely shadow effect, it will also sort of correct any mistakes if you have made them. I always say there's no such thing as mistakes in crafting, and this just goes to show you can save no mistakes. We call them crafty boo-boos. Crafty boo-boos. You can save your crafty boo-boos by just going around the outside, whether it's a grey pen, whether it's a blue pen, whether it's a soft pink pen, completely up to you. just giving you that halo.
But mistakes are good as well, though, aren't they? Because you're going to learn from your mistakes, aren't you?
Absolutely. And I always say, it's great to learn from your mistakes, but I tell you what's even better, when us craft experts make the mistakes at home, pass them on to you and you don't have to make them yourself. Even better. So all we've done is we've gone ahead, coloured this image again, just completing it. So on that right-hand side of the hair, done exactly the same technique, super easy to do it. And of course, we've added that grey around the edge there, just to add that halo. Grounds are a little bit more, stops are being kind of like a floating head, if you like, which we don't particularly want.
No.
Just gives it that shadow, which really pulls it out from the background.
Will you just recap on the colours that you used as well for Kendall?
Absolutely.
The colours you were using.
So for the skin, we went with the Tri-Blend Bullets, which was the fair skin blend. And then for the hair, with the Tri-Blend brush, we went for Tan Blend and Tan Extend. The dress or top or whatever you want to call it was the Hydrangea blend.
Okay.
And then for the flowers in a hair, I've gone for the Hydrangea blend again. That centre one is your magenta blend, and then your other ones are your gold yellow blend. So hopefully, oh, and as well for the eyes, I've gone for the eyes and jade green shades for this particular one.
Okay.
So layering that onto another die cut, just to give you that matten layer of that lovely orange. Next we're going to bring in our card base. So using some of our Centura Pearl Fresh White, we've cut it down to 7 inches by 7 inches. The pattern paper and the cardstock that we're using is from that subs box, I want to say 53. It's the Reveal Wheel one, a fairly recent one. And I always say some of the papers that we bring in our craft kits are they all are absolutely stunning, but some of them become a little bit of my go-tos, and I'm always disappointed when I run out because they are so stunning. It's always bittersweet, but then you think, right, I've got another subs box to look forward to next month. And
also, if you're keen-eyed, or if it was 53, a lot of our, well, I say sometimes we do great deals on our craft kits where we smash the prices right down low. So do look out for those, because sometimes we do the prices as low as, well, you almost think to yourself, actually, you know, I'd pay that price for the papers and the cards that you get in it. And without giving too much away, Cartload tomorrow, we've got a fantastic deal coming up on one of the craft kits, alongside a whole host of fun and games. Oh,
I must say, I've seen the games, and my goodness me,
How come everyone's seen the games apart from me?
Because you're playing them.
Oh, yeah.
Craig's not seen them.
What kind of games are they?
They are fabulous games,
like
honestly.
What sort of games?
So fun, super different, super amazing.
Okay.
Before you make me say anything, I'm going back to the card. Matting and layering onto our orange cardstock, onto our card base, and then we've got another of those pattern papers from that craft kit. Now we could pop that directly onto our card base, but by bringing in an extra layer of that white cardstock, doesn't that just make a difference and really make it pop from that background? So without, then bringing in that white makes it stand out even more. So there's little extra finishing touches that really do make a difference. Add that extra little bit of contrast that take your cards from sort of lovely card, really nice card, to a super professional and well finished looking card. And it won't be well finished if I matte and layer it wonky like that. Come on, Lily, get your eyes in. I need to get both my teeth and my eyes in.
Get your eyes and your teeth in.
Yeah, it's not doing
today, Lily.
It's not doing too well, is it today?
Oh.
Anyway, we're bringing in some ribbon. Let's see if I can stick this straight. This is another old salvage ribbon. This ribbon used to be on my old phone case, actually.
Do you know what I love about you? Is that what have we heard today? So Lily has taken ribbon off her own phone, off her old phone case.
Yeah.
Put my teeth in. And then earlier on,
this is a good one.
Missed the story about Lily collecting ribbons off crackers when she went out on a family meal. Was that a few Christmases ago?
That was many years ago, actually. Yeah. But the best of it was I wasn't just collecting my own crackers. I was asking all of my family. I was like, they were all passing them around the table. There's all these ribbons going around the table. Ribbons for Lily, ribbons for Lily. They all know what I'm like. Oh, end of the tape, Pam. I'm
surprised you didn't get people to sort of collect the bits of card that the crackers are made out of as well, because you probably would have, you know. Oh, you did! That's hilarious. That is hilarious. You did.
They were right. They were dead fancy crackers. You could tell there was something we hadn't bought because we were out, so they were dead fancy. Yeah. They were foiled. I'm not throwing away foiled card.
That's so funny. Well,
I'm
you know
terrible.
What? It would only go in the bin, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
So why not, make an upcycle and recycle?
Absolutely, yeah. They would have looked lovely on a card. I don't know what I did with them. They're long gone. But yeah, I saved them all. Yes, I might have to be getting in touch with my mum actually after the show saying, you know, if you have any crackers over Christmas when I'm not there, make sure you save them for me.
That is so funny.
She will as well, she knows just what I'm like.
So funny.
I'd love to hear if any of you guys at home are as bad at, I say as bad, it's resourceful.
Resourceful,
I'm saving the planet, that's all I'm doing.
You are. Just one small step at a time.
Absolutely.
One cracker at a time. Do let us know in the comments as well, like maybe where you got your most random bit of crafty stuff from, like you've collected it from a cracker potentially, or I don't know where else it could be from, but let us know. Morning to Tess, who's joined us from a very chilly Wisconsin. It's -7 in Wisconsin
That
today.
is chilly.
Sensational Skies, loving your colouring. We've had another question in from Kristin, which I can do now in a bow.
All we're going to do is we're going to stick our ribbon bow on, stick our sentiment on, and then we'll be all done. So get those questions across.
Keep them coming. We love the questions. That's what we're here for. Kristin says, with the brush nibs and the regular nibs, are the colours supposed to be the same? She says, I have a brush ice grey and a tri-blend ice grey, and the shades aren't the same. The brush pen is darker.
The thing is, there's always going to be a slight variation between pens. I can imagine you've probably used them slightly different amounts as well. You've had them different lengths of time. Although the colours are going to be very similar, we can never get them absolutely exactly the same. It's the same with anything, isn't it, really? I mean, they share the same colour family and colour chart as your illustrators and your classics, but they're always going to be ever so slightly different. But it's very, very close. It's as close as we can physically get them, but there'll always be that little bit of variation. It's the same like with our Gemini machines. We always say recommended plate combination, but it does differ between machines. It's that sort of idea, but yeah, about the same colour, close enough.
Good question. And just on the front of recycling, Kimberly says she always saves the thin ribbon from new garments.
Me too.
You ladies have the
absolutely
bits, don't you?
They're perfect for ribbons, yeah. Perfect for tying your bows.
Thing is, if you stand still long enough, Lily will probably recycle.
Recycle you?
You.
I could make him into a card. He'd do a lovely embellishment.
Don't use my jumper. What a beautiful card though, Lily. I mean, that is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. But so much fun to colour using your tri-blend brush pens and your regular tri-blends using those fabulous Natural Beauty stamps.
Absolutely brilliant. Lots of you loving that last demonstration. I'll show you all of the stamps that you're going to get within that set. And then we'll be moving on. So the Natural Beauty stamp set, 5-piece collection. Hopefully, we'll show you some of the tri-blend brush pens as well that you might want to pick up with this collection. But you're going to get all 5 of these beautiful stamps within this set. So you've got your Tumbling Waves. That one there is the Effortless Chic. That's like me, bit of effortless chic. Gorgeous, this one, the little darling, which is the, she's almost like little bridesmaid, little flower girl, isn't she? Really, really super cute. This one, again, some really beautiful stamps to get practicing your colouring with. That one's called Luscious Locks. And then the one that you've just seen, if you want to go for this one individually, is called Ethereal Beauty. Best value for money is to go for the full collection where you're saving £10, $12.44. Platinum price is $23.97 or $29.85. Now, we've got the deep blend tri-blends on the shows. The essential blends have sold out. Those will be back in stock. By the way, if you do ever see anything on the web and you think, oh, I like that, and it's out of stock, you can click the little link and be notified via email when items do come back in stock. So it is always a good thing to do if there's something particular that you want that we don't currently have. This is the deep blends though. So you're getting 24 pens in all of these colours here. Again, the light, the medium and the dark. If you've already got the essential blends, these will work hand in hand alongside those colours. But like we said as well, they will work beautifully as a standalone set. So it's 24 pens. In all of these colours here, the 3 different colour shades, the light, the medium and the dark. And again, you've got the full spectrum there, haven't you? The magenta, orange, aqua blues, through your browns and yellows and reds, and you've got your tan shades in there, all those gorgeous blues. Really good deal on that today as well. You're saving £16, $23.99 I should say. Platinum price is $51.19 or $76.77. You know, it may well be that you've looked at the starter set and thought, actually, I'm kind of getting the hang of this, I'm getting the idea of it, I want more. Then go for that collection because you will of course get the 24 pens within it. And then we've got the tri-blend brush pens for you as well. So once again, kind of going to mirror the colours that you've got within the tri-blends, but these come with, rather than the nib, these come with that gorgeous brush nib to allow you to practice that flicking technique, to do things like colour in the stamps that we've just seen. Perfect for hair, perfect for fur, and sort of your foliage as well, particularly things like your grass. It's all about getting that flicking technique in, but once again, you've got the 3 different hues, the 3 different shades per pen. So 3 pens, however, you've got the 9 different colours across the set. And again, these are great for newbies. Maybe you're someone who uses tri-blend pens. You've never tried the brush pens before, and you're thinking, oh, I want to give them a go, but I don't want to, have a huge outlay of cash straight off. Get a couple of these, give them a try, see how they work for you. We've got them in a variety of colours. So this one is your Spring Blooms, which brings you your Hydrangea blend, your Jade Green blend, and then your Magenta blend. We go right through the seasons here, actually, because then you've got your Summer Sun, which is Coral blend, True Blue blend, and then your Gold Yellow blend. All of these the same price, bottom of the screen, just as we go through them. Then your Autumn Hues. So this one brings you Burnt Orange blend, you've got your Dull Green blend, and your Gold Brown. Winter Holiday, lovely set of colours here, which is the green turquoise, blue turquoise, and then your pink violet. And then your Cottage Garden. This again, 3 different colours, so bright pink, you've got your light green and your purple. And then the last set of the 3 is the Woodland Walk, which brings you your citrus green, your alpine green, and then the earth brown as well. So take your pick there at that sort of price. Hopefully something which you can pop in your basket, and actually because they're so well priced, you might decide to grab all of those different colours. Lots of love coming through for the last bit of colouring. Lovely, says Lizar. Lovely, Lily, says Tess. Beautiful, says Sensational Sky. Margaret Frasina says, you're my kind of crafter, Lily.
Very thrifty. We'll call it thrifty. We won't say cheap. I'm thrifty and resourcenoresourceful.
Mary Beth says, love watching Lily colour. I could watch her all day. Well, that's a good job because she's in later on as well.
I'm here all day.
I'm here all day, like. And I love this, sorry. I don't know what that was. Was it Geordie?
I don't remember being Geordie. I know I've been up here over a year now, but I'm definitely Yorkshire, not Geordie.
Sorry, no, yeah, Yorkshire. More like that, didn't you? Aye. I'm so used to do. So used to doing me Geordie like. Been hanging around with Johnny like too much like. Zoe says, and I take this as a compliment. This is I think my favourite comment of the day. Lily is a true Womble. As in the Wombles of Wimbledon. Remember the Wombles?
I do.
Picking up everyday items that people leave behind.
That is me. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what?
I'll take the compliment. I like it. Lily the Womble.
You are our crafty
Womble.
The resident Womble. Sarah C. They did have a Christmas number one, didn't they? Wishing you a wombling Merry Christmas.
Yeah, they did.
Wishing you a
they don't make songs like that these days, do they?
Hey, do they?
E-bag one, they do.
No, they don't do Christmas songs anymore. Not like
they don't.
Yeah, we have to make do with old, what's he called nowadays, don't we? Lad Baby. Singing about sausage rolls every Christmas. Anyway. Sarah C. says, I collect wide, it is for charity. But you know what I mean though, Mr. Good Old Slade and Wizard and bit of shaky.
It's Christmas.
Yeah. I collect wide ribbons from bedding packaging, says Sarah C.
Ooh.
And Sandra Dundas, lovely Sandra. Hello Sandra.
Hello,
says,
Sandra.
Lily, you aren't alone. Before my mum went into a home with dementia, she always kept bows and ribbons for me. Now she has gone, I just do it myself. And yes, Ben, a pile of ribbons cut off clothes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because because you don't have them in the boys' clothes, but those ribbons that you are they there just to hang as an extra bit to hang up with? Or?
I'll be honest, I've never known why they're there. I've never used them apart from crafting. So first thing I do whenever I buy new clothes, get them ribbons out, get them in the craft stash, get crafting.
There you go, you're welcome. So if you're short of ribbon and we haven't maybe got the colour that you want on the website, just have a look in your wardrobe.
Well, do you know what? Snip them out, get your classics or any of your alcohol pens on them, colour them yourself, easy.
There you go, all over it. Crafty Womble.
Crafty Womble, on it.
That's going to stick with me forever, that. The Aperture stamp 5-piece collection. This is bonkers, the deal on this. Am I right in thinking this is a 60% deal?
No.
70%, Johnny
Over
tells me in my ear. Now, the usual price, £65, $75. Look at the platinum price.
Crazy.
These are $12.99 each, or $14.95. You're paying £15.20 platinum, or $17.60. We are, in the words of producer Johnny, practically giving these away. Such a lovely collection of stamps. However, we have got less than 100 of these remaining.
Blimey. They're going quick. I'm not surprised at that price. That is a crazy price.
These are flying away, just like the hot air balloons that you've got here. But so many stamps that you've got in total, 56, all creating you a beautiful little aperture that you can obviously fill with more of the stamps that you've got within this collection. You can pop in sentiments, build up your own scenes, use stamp sentiments from other collections as well. And it's such a fun collection is this. I love the hot air balloons. I also absolutely love, and I know this one is always very popular individually, the terrarium. Normally find those in bathrooms, don't you? Terrariums?
Well, it's funny because what my sister's got 2 tortoises, and what they live in, it's not a cage, tortoises.
Oh, okay.
Tortoises, and they call that a terrarium.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a big, almost like a cage, but not a cage. It's open on the top, glass front doors on the front. They call it a terrarium.
Is that because that's where terrapins live as well? Or do terrapins live?
Terrapins are water, aren't they?
I thought they live on land as well.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
All getting too technical. Back to the stamps, back to the stamps. We know what we're doing with that. Well, we hope we do anyway.
Hang on a minute. Johnny's, he says, did you hear about, there was a crash apparently, a lorry with a load of tortoises crashed into a train which was full of terrapins. It was a turtle disaster. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not heard that before actually. That's quite a good one.
I was waiting for some sort of like sub story then, and he reeled me right in. That was brilliant.
It was
I'm going to use that one later. Turtle disaster. Did you hear that recently there was an accident today? Actually, there was a lorry overturned just out there on the A1. It was carrying Vicks vapor rub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a nasty accident, but there was no congestion.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Congestion, because vapor. Yeah. Next up, we've got the birds and the branches. Again, beautiful little stamp frame there, and I love the fact that you can choose your little sentiments that you can pop in there. So we've got good luck in here, we've got thank you, we've got thinking of you. I have no doubt as well that in your craft room right now, you've probably got a whole host of other stamps that you can pop into there as well. I also love the fact that you get the little smaller stamps. So if you decide to, you can almost add sort of layers of detail there as well. Stamp those out, snip those out if you want to, and add layers of detail to the little wreath that you've got. That one's cute, the floral heart. Weddings obviously thought about here, but what's coming after Christmas?
Valentine's.
February the 14th, so that might be perfect for that, but you've got things there like on your special day or on your anniversary. My love for you grows stronger every day. Ah, and then lastly, all of this for 15 quid, by the way. Are you joking me? You've got this one here, which is the Wild Blooms. A world without flowers is like a face without a smile. And again, a lovely aperture there for you to, create whatever you want within the centre. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to as well, you could snip these out, fussy cut these out and create little shakers with these too, but more little florals that you can use in conjunction with this to add your depth and dimension. Use these individually, use these sentiments, use other sentiments. The whole point is you've got a lovely collection of beautiful aperture stamps across a whole range of different occasions for a smash down low price, normally $12.99 each set. $14.95. Look at your price here. Look at the platinum price here. Unbelievable. Right, few quick comments. Sandra says, Ben, around here are not Geordies. That's Newcastle. I know, I know. Just a southerner, just being very generic about the northern people. I've already had that conversation many a time about the Geordies and then the Mackhams and the what else do you get around here? The people in Middlesbrough and the Hartlepoolians and the Yorkshire.
That's not northeast, but north.
Yeah. What Yorkshire? What isn't?
Yorkshire's not northeast.
No, I know. It's a different county, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
I know that. Where are you? Where are you? You're not North Yorkshire, are you? Sheffield,
no,
sort of like
Sheffield, South Yorkshire.
South Yorkshire.
Yes.
Janice says, I've emailed in a picture of what I was referring to with the ink blending around the image. Thank you. Oh, apparently we're having a few problems with the pictures, unfortunately. We will do our very best to have a look, Janice, see if we can see that. And Mary Rina says, great deal on those stamp sets. So great. In fact, I think we're going to have a look at them.
Absolutely. So I'm going to use a different stamp set that you're not getting within the range, but it is one of the Aperture stamps, so it's the same sort of idea. And we're going to be bringing in the pens for use. So we can have a look at the techniques that we can do with our tri-blend brush pens. So with this stamp set, this is our ornate butterflies, but it's the same with all of the Aperture stamps that you're getting within that collection. The frame is separate to that inner sentiment, so you can do the frame without that sentiment, or you can add that sentiment in, mix and match your sentiments, completely up to you. But by having them separate, you get that complete versatility and creative freedom. We're going to be working with our tri-blend brush pens. We're going to start off with our blue turquoise extend, lightest colour tone being that BT3, and let's concentrate on this top butterfly to start with. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our lovely quality brush nib just to fill in that whole of that butterfly, fill in that whole area with our ink, that lovely blue tone, using that brush nib. So just going over that image just like so, laying down that lightest colour tone just to fill out. We have stamped using our Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad, and again working on Tanina, like I mentioned earlier, best cardstock for use with any of your alcohol-based mediums. It doesn't matter whether it's going to be your tri-blend, your tri-blend brush, your illustrators or your classics, allows you to get that smooth blend every single time to get those lovely professional results. Just flicking out from the inside of that body outwards, not having any of that mid-tone on the edge of the wings, leaving that as that lightest colour. And then we're going to go back in with that darkest tone and just have that at the very centre of the wings there to add that shading. Very easy to do when you've got that brush nib. I'm letting that nib do all the work. I'm literally just flicking. I'm not doing a big movement. It's literally just coming from my wrist. It's not a whole arm movement. You just want a very subtle flicking motion.
Yeah.
And how quick is it to build up some dimension onto there? Same technique if we bring in our lavender blend. Using that first colour tone, that lightest colour tone, to lay down that colour onto the image. And can you notice that every single time I'm working, I'm rotating my cardstock. It would actually be better if I'd got my rotating design board from Totally Tiffany underneath. I always say make sure you're rotating your artwork rather than your wrist.
Yeah.
Don't try and work in an awkward position because you'll find it difficult, especially when you're doing that flicking technique. So always turn your cardstock, always turn your artwork so that you get that easiest colouring experience. Same technique with this, going in with that mid-tone, flicking from the centre of the body outwards, leaving the edges of that wing without any of that mid-tone, so we've just got that lightest colour tone showing through at the edge of the wings. And then finally we go back in with our darkest pen tone within that 3-pen blend, within that lavender blend, and just adding that at the very centre of the wings like so, and flicking outwards. So you can see how easy it is to build up those two colourways on the butterflies. But how about doing a little bit of mixing the 2 pens together? How's that going to work? Let's have a go. So lavender blend, 2 separate colour families. What we're going to do, taking the lightest from our lavender blend, we're going to go around the very edges, the very tips of those wings, just like so. And we'll start just on one half of the butterfly. No, we won't. Let's do the whole butterfly. Why not? Let's go for it. It's still quite a small area, so we should be fine in terms of the ink drying. And you can always go back in and re-wet that ink if it has dried, if you need to. So we're going in at the edge and to about halfway of that wing. We don't need to colour in that whole section, just want to go till about halfway. Then we bring in our blue turquoise extend, this time with the lightest colour tone. And we're going in at the very centre of the body. And at this moment you start to think, not too sure if this is going to work, but we keep working that ink, we'll get that lovely result. Flicking outwards, overlapping, the key point is overlapping where that purple has already been laid down. Doing exactly the same on that other side of the wings. And if you feel you need to blend that colour out a little bit more, go back to that lavender blend, that palest tone within your lavender blend, overlap where there's that seam between the blue and the purple, and just allow them to merge and bleed into each other a little bit more. You can see we've started to do that blend between the 2 colour families, so showing that you don't just have to use one pen, not just one colour family, you can mix and match to get those really interesting ombre effects. And then to add a little bit of dimension, same as what we were doing with our butterflies, we were colouring in just now with the 1 colour family, going in at the very edges with our purple, with that mid-tone to add a little bit of shading onto there, just like so. Not going over that whole purple area, just going over a small section, and then finally bringing out that darkest within that purple, within that lavender 3-pen blend, and adding that to the very edges of those wings. Nice and easy to do. And then just going back to our blue turquoise extend, and the same sort of idea with the centre of the body, going in with our mid-tone, just like so, flicking outwards, making sure we don't cover up all of that blue that we've already laid down, that palest tone. Then bring out your darkest within that 3-pen blend and just flick outwards at the very centre of the body to add a little bit more shading and depth and dimension. How easy was it to create that effect, that ombre effect, blending the 2 different colourways from the 2 different colour families gives you a really, really different look, but easy to create once you've got your tri-blend brush pens. What we've done is we've gone ahead and we've done this all over the image. So same technique, just slightly different colourways. And I was talking this morning earlier about how much I love my order and patterns. So can we spot the pattern? What I've done is I've done the 2 colourways next to each other. And then on the left of it, I've done the mix. So I've got the purple there, the vintage blue, and then I've got the mix. Pale pink there, then your ice blue, and then the mix. I had to do it in some sort of system or order, but that's how I've gone over that image, using the different colourways, using my tri-blend 3-in-1 colour chart that I've downloaded off the Spectrum Noir website, colour matching, looking what I think will blend together nicely, and picking my colour tones accordingly. We've just gone around again the edge using an ice grey blend. We've also added a slight drop shadow to that lettering as well, just to really pull that out and make it stand out a little bit more. And talking of making it stand out a little bit more, we're going to add it onto a black matte layer. This is something me and Corinne were talking about yesterday actually. I'm a big champion of black card. I get through a ton of our matte black card, which you will find on the website. I find it so useful to really make colours pop, and I think so often people are scared and afraid to use black card because they think it's going to sort of make your makes look a little bit more dark, a bit harsh, perhaps suck the colour out. But what it does is actually the opposite. It's going to make those colours pop even more. It's going to bring them to life. Because we've got that black line work within our stamped image, it really does make that pop. And then all we've got is we've got a card base, which is about 6 inches by 6 inches, just under. It's slightly rectangular. We've got a pattern paper, that's from our Nature's Garden Peacock collection. Quite an old one, that 12 by 12 pad, but I'm sure a lot of you at home will have that in your crafty stash. Just we wanted something that wasn't a solid colour. We wanted a little bit of texture, a little bit of design onto there, but I didn't necessarily want a heavily patterned paper because I wanted the focus to be on those butterflies. So by using that really subtle pattern, it's almost like the reverse. So if you've got your country lane pad, the reverse designs would be perfect on there. Just that subtle little bit of design onto that card, and then all we're going to do is some foam tape on the back to lift that proud. Very simple card, very easy to create. If you're brand new to crafting, you've never made a card before in your life, that's very achievable. All it is one stamped image and a few mats and layers onto there. Easy to create, but isn't it fabulous when you get your Aperture stamps and those tri-blend brush pens? Fabulous results every single time.
Tell you what as well, if you love your butterflies today, your quid's in, because later on we've got the Timeless Butterflies collection on Beautiful Beginnings on the best ever price. If you hit the Shop the Day button on the website, you will be able to see those deals coming up on Beautiful Beginnings a little bit later on. So I'm loving your messages coming. I'm still laughing at Johnny's joke in my mind. I haven't stopped laughing since. And by the way, it's quite nice actually that we're talking about jokes, because we've got the Punny stamps coming up for you after a short break in a minute. So any jokes? Because here's the thing, I'm making my own crackers this year. I had some cracker templates that we had on the tour. Oh, and also just to let you know, I can't promise this, but I think some of the items from the tour that we did with Sarah might be appearing on the website soon, just some of them. But yeah, so I'm doing my own crackers this year because I'm just bored. Like, you know, you buy the rubbish crackers in the shop and the toy's a bit naff, isn't it? And you know, the joke's a bit rubbish. So I'm putting my own bits and pieces in me crackers this year. I'm putting little scratch cards in, which I think is quite a nice idea. But need jokes as well. Need jokes. So if you've got any good cracker jokes, you can throw those our way in the second half of the show as well. Hi to Jeffrey, who's joined us from a chilly New Hampshire. Beth, who's in from a frigid North Dakota. It's -18 this morning. Jamie Ennis is in. Hi, Jamie, saying fabulous colouring, Lily. Love the card, says Miriam. And Mary Reno saying, what a beautiful card, Lily. Coletta Cooper says, good morning, all from Kansas. I'm getting a late start this morning. Well, good for you. It's almost the holidays, isn't it? If you want to... oh, no, sorry, there's a joke that's coming. What does Santa pay to park his sleigh, says Johnny. Nothing. It's on the house. Because he parked his sleigh on the house. Ooh, keep them coming. Before we go to the break, look at the price. Oh yeah, wait till tomorrow as well, by the way. Our big Christmas party show tomorrow. There's going to be jokes songs, dances, games, oh, you name it, we'll be doing it. The best price here on the Aperture stamp collection, you're saving 70%, should be £65, $75, £15.20 if you're platinum today, or $17.60. These normally retail at £12.99 or $14.95. So, I mean, you can do the maths on that. Well, basically, you're getting an absolute steal across this collection. Some beautiful stamps for you to get colouring with, all with that aperture in for you to be able to pop your own sentiment into the centre of as well, should you wish. How cute is that with the little, is that woodpecker? I think it is. I love this as well with the heart. Going to be using that, of course, with Valentine's Day, not too far away, but perfect with the wedding day sentiment on your anniversary and more. And then lastly in that set is that beautiful Wild Blooms collection. It's 50 stamps in total for a smash down low price. One of those take it or leave it deals today, because if you're not picking it up at that price, I doubt we're going to go much lower, because we are, in the words of Johnny, practically giving that set away. Right, we're going to take a short break. It gives you opportunity to grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you fancy. Also gives you the opportunity to check out your baskets. Make sure you do. Don't forget as well, if you are just having a little spin around the website, to check out the winter sale pages, up to 70% off a whole range of goodies on the website right now. And of course, great opportunities for you to send in those cracker jokes, please, and also to send in any more questions that you might have when we come back. We're going to be looking at the brilliant, if you've not seen them before, you're going to love them, the brilliant Punny stamps, which we launched earlier on the year. Those are coming up, but right now head to the checkouts, and we'll be right back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Robinson, and I am having an absolutely fantastic time up here working for Crafters Companion. So my crafting journey began back in, I have to get this the right way around, in 2001. I went to a craft workshop just at a craft store, and I was absolutely hooked. My mum convinced me to go because she wanted to go, and I've not looked back since 2001, and I'm still going now. My crafty inspirations are, I have to be inspired by my grandmother. She was an amazing sewer, and I just love to take inspiration from her. I can't sew, but I am blown away by what she used to do. But I just am inspired by all my colleagues around me, the other experts. I've just done a show today where we have third parties in, and I just love watching them and take little bits from them and then put my own twist on it. What's it like having crafty colleagues? It's fantastic. We are an amazing team. The support from Crafters Companion is brilliant. I have loved it. As you know, I've not been here overly long, but the team have opened their arms and welcomed me so fantastically. And I love watching the shows because a lot of the tips and techniques that you'll see me do in my shows, I picked up from my colleagues by watching their shows. What non-craft facts can I share with you? I have my pride and joy at the moment is my gorgeous little Cavapoo dog. I absolutely love her. Miss her like mad when I come up here. Elsie's at home with my husband. What is my biggest crafting success? Oh, I just think it was the day I was able to give up a 9-to-5 job and be able to come and be a craft demonstrator full time. And then the excitement when I came to join this team was amazing. I just think that has to be up there at the top for me.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, you know, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
There were some funny things happened during the break. I literally just popped outside to go and get a drink, and whilst I was out there, this guy started throwing eggs at me and milk and cheese. I thought, how dare he? Another joke which has just come through on the socials. What was the snowman doing in the vegetable patch? Picking his nose!
Love it.
Because the snowman puts a... Anyway. Feel free to send through your jokes. I mean, you don't have to. We're going along the joke sort of line because we're going to look at the punny stamps in just a second, which you will absolutely love if you're if you have a fun sense of humour. Just thought we'd quickly bring in the 48 marker storage carry case because this is a fantastic bit of kit. Not only does it look the absolute business, it's a lovely case actually. You've got your adjustable shoulder strap on there, which you can pop on and off if you don't want to use it. You can take it off, no problem at all. But this is to hold all of your tri-blends. It holds all 48 of them, which is brilliant. I know we've obviously only got the deep blends on the show today, but you can pack all of these in here. And obviously a great way for you to be able to transport them from place to place, wherever you might want to go. But it's also a great system is this, to have these kind of like laid out on your craft desk as well. Maybe you haven't got, you know, a specific space or you just craft on the dining room table, because the middle centre comes out, so you can kind of lay these out and have these there to hand. So it's a great kind of crafty storage solution, but then also a great way to have your pens to hand, isn't it, as well? Right.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's how I store mine, and that's how I work with them as well.
Yeah.
So it is perfect for transportation, for storage, and for when you're working too. It's a great buy.
It's only as well today just £31.99 or $39.99 if you're a platinum member. So worth jumping in for. Maybe you have just completed your collection. Maybe today's the day that you bought those deep blends to go along with your essentials, and you're thinking, how am I going to keep them stored? How am I going to transport them? This is the way to be able to do it. You've even got actually on the back a little zip pocket if you want to keep in some papers there as well to take with you. You know, like Lily says, maybe you're popping away for a little bit during the holidays and you want to do some colouring, take some bits and pieces with you. That is a great option to go for if you want to take the full set of your tri-blends with you. $31.99 or $39.99. Right, let the puns begin. These are fun. The punny stamps. We were just chatting about these in the break actually. I mean, I literally can't believe where this year's gone. Lily and I launched these on a Sunday, Colour Me Happy, back in July.
July. That is scary. This year has flown by.
That's 5 months ago.
Crazy. I can't believe that.
They flew out the door as well, didn't they?
They did. So popular. I think you guys at home loved them as much as we did. We had so much fun with these, and I know a lot of you have loved the jokes. So if you've not got yours yet, now's a great time to grab them.
They are, and again, obviously, Christmas related, and if you think, I've done my Christmas cards this year, get them ready for next year, because it's nice to have, I think, a selection of different stamps and dies right across your sort of maybe vintage Christmas, you know, your traditional Christmas, from your sort of religious Christmas, and also to those sort of cutesy, and in this case, cutesy and fun Christmas as well, the kind of collections that you'll bring out year after year after year, because we all have someone in our family or in our group of friends who loves those puns, who loves those silly jokes, and this is right up their street. You're saving a quarter today, so £11.98 or $16.68 for all 4 of these. So not only do you get the cutest of little characters, but you get the most amazing puns. So penguin, right, he's getting ready for Christmas. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. Mac, mac. Remember Pingu?
I certainly do. Yeah, I used
Do you
to
have
love
Pingu
that.
in the US, by the way?
I doubt it. Doubt it.
Let us know. Mac, mac. Next one, this is, I seem to remember this is your favourite.
It is, yeah. There's something about that. The one on the right, it's little chubby cheeks. I love that stamp, so cute.
Who knew that peas could be so cute? You look at them very differently tonight when you get them out of the freezer. So 2 peas in a pod. Happy Christmas. There's peas in there, happy, and it's Christmas. This is brilliant, but anyone who owns a pug or knows someone who does, come on, are you joking me? Bar humpug. He's not happy, is he, with the antlers on and the lights around his ears? Bar humpug. And then the last one is just hilarious. So you've got your alpaca there. He's got his scarf and his little throw on. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca my scarf. Literally the most fun set of stamps that I think that we do. Beautiful illustration, lots of fun, very silly, right up my street. If you haven't seen these yet, snap them up today, because they're at, well, really low price, and as I've said, you will get a lot of joy out of using these, and you'll bring a lot of joy to someone that you make a card for with this collection as well. Hi Eve B, who's joined us from a freezing Kansas City, Missouri, looking at 25 today, that's -3, you're saying. And Philip Watson joining in on the joke, saying, did you hear the one about the vicar sitting next to the fire? He was getting too hot under the collar. He's got the... Anyway, keep them coming. We're going to have a look at these punny stamps. Now, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would say, seeing as you loved it so much, you were going to use the peas.
Well, I did want to, but I was prepping my demos last night. I thought, Lily, no, choose another one. So I've gone for the bar humpug.
So you're not going to give
stamp.
peas a chance?
I'm not giving peas a chance, unfortunately. I'm giving the pug a chance. This gorgeous little pug, how cute is he? Photopolymer stamps, again, very high quality, clear stamps. You can see exactly where you're stamping. 4x4 inch stamp sheet. You get the 2 stamps included within that stamp set. And all we've done is we've taken, yes, it is a real scratty old piece of Nina. You can tell it's not being cut straight, but don't worry, we will be cutting that image out a little bit later. We've stamped using one of our alcohol-proof ink pads, that's our rustic brown, onto our Nina, and we're all ready to get colouring. So we're going to use some of our tri-blends, our traditional tri-blends. Ooh, that could have ended badly. Our bullet nib tri-blends, and we're going to start off with our tan blend and our tan shades. And this is going back to what we were touching on earlier, how we can use the 2 pens together. We don't just have to use the blend separate to the shades, we can combine them for even more blending opportunities. I'm starting off with blend, which of course is the 3 lighter tones and the shades being the 3 darker tones. I'm going to start off with the darkest within this 3 pen blend, which is our TN4. We're going to start off by focusing on this left hand ear. Going over this section of the image, using that lovely fine bullet nib in circular motions all over that section of the image. So that's our lightest tone. Then we move on to our shades. So TN6 is the lightest within that 3 pen blend. I'm going to add our TN6 just to the top section of our, I say our ear, it's not my ear, of the little pug's ear, leaving that lightest tone exposed at the bottom.
Have you got a pug in the family, or did I dream that?
No, unfortunately not. No, pugs are very cute, but not in my family.
Any dogs in the family?
Yes, my mum and stepdad have got a dog called Ruby. Very cute little dog.
What is she?
Do you know what? I'm awful with dog breeds. I'm not quite sure.
A dog?
She's a dog. Yeah. An unidentified dog, but yeah, she's quite an old dog now. Likes to have her laze about on the sofa. A little bit lazy, but she's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think so many people are dog lovers, so many people are pug lovers.
A lot of pug lovers.
Absolutely, whether they've got their own pug or not, these stamps are going to be absolutely perfect for so many people. I mean, great for if you've got somebody in the family who is a real bar humpug. You've got to send them this card, don't you? If they're not a big fan of Christmas, then I think this
There's one
has
in
got to
every
be sent.
family, isn't there?
Always, yeah, definitely. So building up the dimension onto these ears, how quick was it to colour in that one on the left? Working up the colour tones, but all I'm doing is I'm doing a 4-pen blend, so the lightest is the darkest tone within blend, and then I'm using the 3 colour tones within that shade, and just adding the darkest at the top of the ear, and then as we move down to that lower section of the ear, we've got that lightest colour tone showing through. At the very top, we're having that darkest shade, which is our TN9. Very easy to build the dimension on there, just like so.
Do you tend to, when you're colouring at home, reach for your tri-blends more often than not?
I have to say, it just depends what sort of mood I'm in. I'm very, very lucky to have the classiques, the illustrators and the tri-blends. So I've got a lot of choice, which can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, but it just depends what sort of mood I'm in, what sort of image I'm colouring in. But if I want quick colouring, if I want it to be really easy, perhaps I don't want to get a lot of pens out, then tri-blends for me is definitely the one to go for. And like I say, if I am travelling and I want some pens to bring with me, I do always reach for my tri-blends for that.
Yeah.
Now we're colouring in the face, going in with our muted brown blend. First off, we're using that lightest within that 3-pen blend, our MB1, and we're just going all over that section, all over his face, going in sort of circular motions. It's a little bit like when you lay down your ink, when you're inking around the edges of a piece of cardstock. We work in circular motions to get you that most smooth coverage, that even lay down of colour, seamless blend onto there. Then we're going to move on to our mid-tone, and it's exactly the same as like we were colouring the face earlier with the Natural Beauty stamps. We're thinking in the centre of this pug's face, it's going to be a little bit lighter where the light is catching, and then because it's got that rounded spherical shape around the edges, it's going to be a little bit darker. So we're going in with our mid-tone. As well, above his eyes where he's got his sort of wrinkles, I'm going to add a little bit of that mid-tone there, just we're thinking where it might be casting a shadow. A little bit above his snout there, and then around these lines that we've got here, the stamp's giving us those clues, so we're just going to follow those as to where to add that mid-tone, where to add that shading, and just going around the edge. Nice and easy to do. With it being, I don't want to say a small stamp, but it's not a massive, great big stamp, so it's great for beginners. It's not an overwhelming expanse that you need to colour in. That line work has all been done for you. That those clues within the stamp have been taken care of, so it's nice and easy to lay down those colours to get those blended results quite quickly like we're seeing here, but they're still going to look absolutely fabulous. They're just going to bring that touch of fun to all your Christmas cards and gifts. It doesn't matter whether it's going to be for this year or next year. As we say, Christmas, believe it or not, comes around every single year.
Does it?
It does. I don't know if anyone's told you, but yeah, it'll be here next year as well.
Comes around quicker every year, I know that much.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As you get
Scary.
older.
But the brilliant thing about these is they're timeless. They're just that little bit of fun. Let's be honest, fun doesn't date. Well, let's hope it doesn't. So,
No. I mean, look
fun,
at me. I'm still telling jokes I told 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
And you guys still laugh at them?
So it's going to come around every year, and you want something within your stash that is fun for perhaps the younger members of your family. It's great to have you more lacy, more intricate and decorative Christmas items. It's great to have your vintage items as well, but if you want something fun in your crafty stash for Christmas, these are definitely the ones to go for. If we carried on colouring in that image, we'd end up with something a little bit like that.
Cute.
All I've done is I've gone in with some blue tones for those lights, and I've just used some of my glossy highlights. I don't know if you can see on there, using our glossy highlights just to add that reflective shine onto the lights and a little bit of dimension onto there, just to bring it to life that little bit more. And we've gone ahead and we've fussy cut around the edge, just using our small pair of precision
I like
scissors.
how you've left a little white border as well.
Yeah, I always tend to use leave about 2 mils around the edge, just sort of. It makes it easier as well to cut out, but I think it gives it a really nice finishing touch to leave that slight white border. We're actually going to create a box for this particular project rather than a card. So we've cut some craft card, 2 pieces cut to 8 1/4 inch square. We've scored at 1 1/2, one on the lid side of our Ultimate Pro and one on the base side. Focusing on the lid side to start with, I've got a pattern paper. This is from our Frosted Blues 12 by 12 inch pad. These launched just the other month actually during birthday, so if you did pick up this particular pad, I do believe it should still be on the website. Do check it out if it is on there. It's a beautiful patterned and pearlised print as well. We've cut this piece to 5 inches square, and we're adding that onto that top piece of the box, just like so, to give us that nice craft border. We've got another piece from that same pad, a slightly more layered, if you like, slightly more full design to this particular pattern paper. We've cut a strip of that. We've matted it onto craft card, again just for that continuity between that, the actual box itself and this panel. Then we've got some side panels that we're going to add to the lid sides of our box. Again, that same pattern paper from that lovely paper pad, and all I've done with each of them is I've just gone down a 1/4 inch increment from the size of those box sides. So it's 5 inches by 1 1/4. These are all
you're making a
cut
little box here as well, because you pop some little doggy treats in.
Oh yeah, that would be
furry
perfect.
friend.
Because a lot of people do cards and gifts for their dogs at Christmas, so this would be absolutely perfect. Yeah, definitely. Think about all the sorts of gifts you could be popping in here. I mean, naturally, obviously, I'm thinking chocolate, but if you are giving it to your little doggy friends, definitely dog treats, little dog toys as well, you could probably fit in here. And
all of those dog owners out there, I bet there's lots of you watching. Do you or do you not buy for your furry friends? Of course you do.
Good question.
I've made the mistake of already popping under the tree the gifts that I've bought for our 2 dogs and the cat, and they've already...
Are they gone?
Well, they're not gone, but that whole thing of like, oh, get away from the tree, because they can smell, even if you bury them under the other presents, they can smell them a mile off. But we all do it. So yeah, nice to be able to build a little box, use that the pug stamp to pop on top.
Pop on top?
Pop on top.
Pop on top. And very easy to create your boxes when you've got your scoreboards, like your Ultimate Pro, your boxer boards. Craig had a fabulous masterclass earlier this week on Monday, all things Ultimate Pro and scoreboards, so do definitely check that out.
2 o'clock that was.
2 o'clock certainly was. Brilliant. Taking it back to basics if you're new to your scoreboards, but very easy to create your boxes when you have got the right tools in your stash. Some of our nesting label dies onto the centre of there, the innermost one in some of our multi-purpose card, and then we've matted it onto that craft card again, and then we're just adding some foam pads to the back of our lovely little pug, and we're going to have him on the centre of that label just like so. And of course we get them included, we've got to use them, it would be rude not to. We've got one of our sentiments, our bar humpug. Got to include these on the cards. It doesn't matter if it's a card or if it's a box like we're creating here. These are absolutely the finishing touch that's going to really set off your makes and just add even more fun and humour to all your creations with your fabulous punny stamps. And I have that onto there just with a foam pad. And then all that's left to do is we need to actually build our box and our box base. So for me, I find red liner tape is ideal for your construction. You can use your tape pens if you prefer. Completely up to you. We might go for our tape pen for speed. So all we need to do is we need to just add adhesive to these 4 corner tabs that we've got on the box lid and the box base side of our boxes. By scoring on your scoreboard, your specialist scoreboards with that inbuilt box making technology, it means that you start off with the 2 pieces of cardstock measured to exactly the same size. You don't need to worry about cutting one ever so slightly smaller, because that box making technology has been engineered into those embossing boards. All you need to do is have your base will basically end up being a little bit smaller than your lid, so the lid's going to fit over the base perfectly, but you're not needing to do that calculation. Just cut the 2 sheets of cardstock, like we've used craft cardstock here, with it being ideal at 300 GSM. Cut those 2 sheets to exactly the same size and you're going to get that perfect result. So there's our box lid, all good to go, but no box is complete without a box base. So same process. Well, not quite. Adding our tape onto the tabs, and then we're just going to build the base in exactly the same way.
Lovely. Kendall says, I buy for my dog all the time. What you bought your dog for Christmas? I go overboard, I've got to be honest. Ours have got treats and toys. That I've also got, because I've got the 2 collies, Mac and Molly, they've both got matching bandanas this year, which say,
brilliant.
They're wearing them now actually, which say, I believe in Santa Paws.
Oh.
Very cute, very cute. Yeah, let's know what you bought. And Stephen, I remember, Stephen, you bought these on launch because correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you sent in pictures as well, because you say, I've got 2 pugs and I love them. That's why I bought this collection. I'm sure you bought this.
Oh yes, I remember that now. I'm sure we were asking for dog pictures. I'm sure we were.
We had a pug gallery.
I remember a couple of them coming through actually, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen, I remember that, and hopefully you're enjoying your set with the pug.
Absolutely, and that's our box all finished. Very simple design, just a few mats and layers, letting that fun little pug take centre stage, but of course not complete without that fabulous sentiment, all included within that stamp set, part of your Punny Christmas stamps.
I think it's a £12, $16.60 well spent here. It's a lot of fun. It's going to put a smile on the face for you when you're crafting with this, and I also think it's going to put a smile on the face of whoever you give your card to, or indeed, in this case, box. That pug one, perfect. If you're making boxes to pop some dog treats in, maybe you want to give a gift to a dog that's your mum or dad have got, or brother, sister, whoever it might be. Really, really lovely set for that. 4 designs you're getting within this collection. So you've got your penguin there, really beautiful artwork again, really cute, really cuddly. That one is your penguin, who says it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. Then you've got the peas, Lily's favourite. Look at the little pea with the chubby cheeks. Happy Christmas. You've got your two peas in a pod. Then you've got this one here. So that's the one that we've just seen with Lily, which is the bar humpug. He's not very happy. They've dressed him up with Christmas antlers and put lights on his head. And then you've also got this one here, which is super cute. The alpaca, baby, it's cold outside, alpaca, me scarf. Lots of fun. Photopolymer as well, don't forget. And you're saving 25% today. $11.98 is the platinum price, or $16.68. When we come back, we've got more on the tri-blends, the starter kit we'll be having another look at. And also your sort of final chance to get those questions in will be into the final half hour of the show. So anything that you want to ask about anything that you've seen on the show, or indeed about tri-blends in general, do ask those questions, and also we'll have the vote for the demo of the show. What an adorable box, Lily says. Mary Pat 1000, and we'll take you to the break with Catherine's joke. It's silly, but I like it. This is my favourite cracker joke, says Catherine Bennett. What is the opposite of cock-a-doodle-doo? Cock-a-doodle-don't. We'll see you in a minute.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away. We're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team. My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafters Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafters Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many, many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK Shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafters Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafters Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge, huge advocate for social media because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafters Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick two. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really, really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that they shop on TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
There we go, Craig, who's going to be with us this evening, actually, from 6 o'clock tonight. Beautiful Beginnings with Lily, Craigle Bagel, from 6 o'clock tonight, 1 o'clock Eastern for Beautiful Beginnings. And again, tomorrow, well, we're all here, actually, tomorrow, aren't we? Craig and me in the morning for Wake Up Call. By the way, Wake Up Call tomorrow morning is going to be more of a cartload feel because we've got a big cartload Christmas party tomorrow. If you want to get the bargains early, join us tomorrow morning from 11 because that 2 hours, we're going to get everything out. We're going to go right through it all, going to smash through it, and you can pick up the deals before anybody else. Then Lily's here tomorrow with a fantastic craft along from 2. And then we're back tomorrow evening at 6 for the Crafters TV Christmas party, where it'll be bargains, it'll be fun, it'll be games, it'll be competitions. You do not want to miss it. There'll be what? Oh, wonder what you said then, George, for a second. We are going to be having a lot of fun, so make sure you pop that in your diary. We'll see you tomorrow. Lots still to come today, though, and lots still to come in the last 25 minutes of this show. Hi to Debbie Campbell, who just said, I've made bandanas for my dogs that said Happy Howler Days. I like what you've done there, continuing on the pun theme from the punny stamps. This is, though, Colour Me Happy, concentrating on tri-blend markers, still on the show, proving very popular. We've got the tri-blend deep blend, so the essentials currently out of stock. If you want to get a little bit of a nudge in the right direction when those are back in stock, you can do so via the website. But the deep blends are available, so 24 different colours you've got there, but of course the 3 different blends within each of those 24 colours, giving you the 72 colours. These are just brilliant to help you get that perfect blend, to make you, again, the colourist that you want to be, and plenty, not just on this show, but if you go onto YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. You'll find all sorts of shows, particularly the Colour Me Happy ones, where we've featured these, and you can pick up loads of hints and tips, you know, not just from Lily, but from all of the guys right across our expert range. And that is, again, the brilliant thing about this channel. You've got so many of our guys who are experts in so many areas. You'll pick up tips from Lily, you'll pick up tips from Leanne and Craig and Debbie and so on and so forth. So do make sure you subscribe, have a look, and you'll be colouring like a genius in no time. Saving £16 today, $23.99 on the deep blend, platinum price, £51.19 or $76.77. If, however, the thought of getting all 24 of the deep blend tri-blends is too much for you, thinking, actually, I just want to have a little bit of a go with these. I want to have a bit of a play. I want to try. I want to get started with them. Then go for the starter set, which we've put together for you. And again, this is a little bit easier on the purse for you, easier on the pocket. You can pay just £28 if you're platinum, $40. We're going to give you a set of 6 of the pens. Okay, so this is the exotic blend. 6 of those colours we're going to give you, so that it comes in the burnt orange aqua blue. You've got your gold, yellow, magenta blend, also your alpine green, and your pink violet violet blend. 6 pens you're going to get, 18 colours, of course, with the light, the medium, the dark across the 6 colours. We're going to give you 30 sheets of your premium marker pad, and you're going to get one of our ink pads as well. So that's the alcohol proof, which of course works perfectly with the tri-blends. You've got that in the rustic brown, and then 2 stamp sets to work with. That stamp set here was the one that Lily was working with earlier on this morning on Wake Up Call, which is called Hello Lovely. It's got 3 beautiful florals that you can get colouring in. I think it's a really lovely set actually to practice all of your blending to do the sort of shading with. Got a couple of sentiments in there too. And this next set is the one that Lily is actually going to be using in just a second, which is called My Cup of Tea, which is that tea party stamp set there. 8 in total. And as I say, that price, if your platinum is £28 or $40, that price as well, don't forget, is yours if you're signing up to Club Inspire today for the first time as a newbie. Free to join the club, always free. And you guys, of course, can pick that up as a newbie today. Details there, head to the website, click on that tab, and everything you need is right there. Right, we're going to go to Lily, have a look at this tri-blend starter collection. We're going to look at the teapot stamps, and then after that, it'll be time to do the vote of the demo of the show. It's flown over this hour and a half.
I know, I can't believe how quickly it's gone. It really has flown by. But like Ben says, we are going to work with that lovely starter collection that we've got with our tri-blends. We're going to be using our My Cup of Tea stamp set. Being a tea lover, I do absolutely adore this set of stamps. Gorgeous quality again with your photopolymer, clear stamps, so very easy to position and see exactly where you're stamping. Range of different images within this particular set. You've got your lovely stacked tea cups there, you've got your teapot, you've got your little accessory stamps, so great for embellishing all of your stamp creations. And then of course, we've got some sentiments as well. And I love the fact that we can actually mix and match some of those sentiments. So you can have You Are My Cup of Tea or You Are Tea-rific. So I think it's nice to have a little pun included in there as well, especially for Ben. And of course, we will be using that on this particular project. All I've done is I've gone ahead and I've stamped out that lovely stack of teacups, again onto some of my Nina cardstock, using our Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad. Very easy to get that beautiful stamped impression when you've got a lovely quality photopolymer stamp. What we're going to do is going to take some of the pens, and for this whole project I'm only using the pens that you're getting included within that starter kit. I think it's nice to show, and we showed this on Wake Up Call as well this morning, that you can get fabulous results just using the pens within that collection. You don't need to add any additional results, any additional pens even, to get fabulous results. We're going to start off with our pink violet blend, using our lightest within that 3-pen blend to start with. And for this particular one, we're using our bullet nibs. Within that starter collection, it is a starter collection for your regular tri-blends rather than your tri-blend brush. So the 6 pens that you're getting within that set are all your tri-blend bullet nibs, allowing us to get into all of that lovely detail within these stamps by using that very fine point. That bullet nib allows us to get that precise lay down of colour. Focusing on the inside of this top cup to start with, laying down a coat of that lightest colour tone just to fill out that area. Then we move up to our next colour tone within that 3-pen blend, and then just going to start to add the shading. If we're thinking this is the inside of the cup, the front where we've got that beveled area around the outside is going to be casting a shadow onto the inside of that cup, so it's going to be a little bit darker. We've got the lines in the stamp there, so we're just going to follow those as well and just start to build up the colour. If you feel like you need to blend those 2 colour tones together a little bit more, perhaps you think there's too much of a stark contrast between the light and the mid-tone, bring back out that palest tone within that 3-pen blend and just go back over, slightly overlapping that join between the darkest that we've laid down and the lightest, just to allow those 2 colours to blend into each other a little bit more. And then you can go back in with that mid-tone, just adding that to the very centres to make sure you've got plenty of that that mid-tone onto there.
Are you a normal tea drinker, as in like your normal like flavoured tea?
Well, my favourite is obviously normal cuppa, but I do like my funny teas as well, as my mum calls them. Are you having a funny tea?
What do you class as
funny?
So
I like green tea.
Oh, okay.
I had a green tea this morning. I particularly like matcha green tea.
Matcha?
Matcha. See, I do like some, but I'm quite picky. I quite like ginger tea. Ginger tea is quite nice.
Oh, it's good for the old stomach, isn't it?
Yeah, good for the digestive system. Don't mind a bit of peppermint every now and again.
Okay.
But yeah, I will have a funny tea, but of course, favourite has got to be a normal cuppa.
Yorkshire.
Yeah, Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire. Lillian just said, hi Ben and Lily, tea is my favourite too, but it does mean that I eat too many biscuits.
Oh, you and me
Lillian
both.
Kwok.
I don't know if I've probably said it on air quite a few times already, but the drink is too wet without one.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just to answer Angela's questions as well, I've just dug through my emails here for you, because obviously in that last VT, Craig was chatting about awards. You said, what was the results of the awards this year? I can tell you, in fact. Yeah, we got highly commended in the most loved TV shopping channel and chain store, plus best workshop for the Academy of Colour. Also highly commended for our online store. And then we won for Craft Along again. We won Best Brand for Crafts.
Absolutely.
We won Best Rated Customer Service. We won Favourite Die Cutting Range at Gemini. We won the Most Loved Stamping Range. We won the Most Loved Scrapbook Collection. And we also won in the Female Personality of the Year with Sarah.
Absolutely.
So there we go. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins and 4 highly commended. So that's not bad, is it?
Incredible, isn't it?
Thank
really?
you for all your votes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we didn't really give anyone else a look in, did we? We did amazing. I could not believe when I heard the results. I was so proud. Absolutely incredible results to pick up that many awards. Just brilliant. But it's testament to the hard work of the team. Just goes to show we really are cream of the crop, aren't we?
Well,
Let's be
we
honest.
don't like to say too much,
I mean,
do you? But yes, we are.
We are, and you guys have confirmed it, which is fabulous.
Let's blow our own trumpet.
Let's, yeah.
Thank you for voting, everyone, and hopefully you'll do it all again next year when we'll try and win a few more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, wow, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Back to our cute little teacup now. We've filled in that top area, the inside of that particular cup at the top. Just repeating that same technique on that second part of the cup there. Going in now with our darkest of the 3-pen blend. Of course, we're using our pink violet blend, which is included within that exotic blends colour pack that you're getting as part of that starter collection. 6 pens within that pack, but of course we always say with tri-blends it's 3 pens in one, so really you're getting 18 pens if you like within that collection. Lots of options, lots of potential for blending, for shading within that pack. So brilliant for beginners because you can still get fabulous results.
And I know you've chatted about this before, but I know new people watch all the time. So Jamie's just saying you're very good, Lily, such nice colouring. How long have you been colouring for?
Oh gosh, with alcohol markers, about 10 years. Yeah, I love my alcohol markers, love colouring of all forms. I used to do a lot of painting with acrylic paints, watercolour, oil paints as well. But for me, alcohol markers are my absolute favourite. First alcohol marker I ever bought was our Spectrum Noir Classiques. Built my collection from there. Very lucky to have every single Classique pen now, all stored in our universal carry bags, of course. But yeah, love my colouring. But I have to say, we're talking this morning a little bit about crafty New Year's resolutions. I always like to try and set a New Year's resolution for my crafting. For this year, I'm thinking I'm going to go for improving my watercolouring and aqua pen sort of skills.
Okay.
Love my alcohol pens, like I say, but I think I could definitely do with some improvement on my aqua pens. So I'll be using the lessons that I've got in the Academy of Colour and just trying to really refine those techniques and learn a little bit more. So yeah, that's my crafty New Year's resolution.
If you've got any yourself, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
Maybe you are going to learn a new craft actually in the new year as well, without giving too much away. There might be something up our sleeves for you. Start of January, new little promotion coming your way. Sort of, I won't say too much because I get in trouble. Anyway.
You will, but very exciting. Stay tuned for sure.
Rhonda says, if money doesn't grow on trees, then why do banks have branches?
Good question.
That's very funny. And Lillian on Facebook says, Ben, salt and vinegar peanuts are a myth. We were talking about snacks last night on the show. They're not a myth. What do you mean they're a myth? I bought them. I've eaten loads of them.
They sound amazing, them. I think I might need to try them.
What are you not chatting about?
No.
Oh
Must
my
have been
gosh.
Corin.
They're honestly, they are. Oh, it was with Corin, wasn't it? Salt and vinegar peanuts are the way forward.
Well, I love salted peanuts, so those sound amazing.
They blow salted peanuts out of the water.
Ooh.
Salt and vinegar. Just be warned though, if you buy because they're sort of, well, they're quite expensive, the biggest bags. But once you've opened them up, I mean, I could.
I'm like that with salted peanuts. I'm terrible.
I'm
a proper nutter, shall we say?
You're a nutter.
A proper nutter. Yeah, eat an awful lot of nuts, but yeah, they sound amazing.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. My favourite are walnuts.
Oh dear.
Love a walnut. Yeah.
Where were you on cashews?
Love them.
Ah.
Yeah, love them. Anyway, enough of nut talk.
Yes.
Back to the stamped image. So carrying on colouring that in, just using our magenta blend and our pink violet blend. And then we've brought in that alpine green blend just for the leaves.
Oh, wow.
You do also get the alpine green blend included in that set of pens in the starter kit. Then we've just gone around the edge, snipped that image out using some of our fabulous little precision scissors, great for getting into all that detail. Then what I've done, similar sort of idea with our teapot, same colourways using the magenta and the pink violet blend onto there, and then exactly the same with our lovely little embellishment, our flowers, coloured those in exactly the same way, so everything's matching perfectly. I'm going to leave those to one side for just a moment. We're going to create another box. I do like creating my boxes, and we've cut our cardstock, this time multi-purpose card, to 8 1/4 inches by 8 1/4, and we've scored again at 1 1/2 on all 4 sides, one on our lid side of the boxer board and one on our base side. We're going to bring in some mats and layers now. You know what I'm like, I don't like wasting cardstock. So I've gutted the centre of this cardstock, and the card that I'm using here is from that Knitwit Homebody A4 pearlescent card pack. So we've got a matte and layer of the pink even, and then we've got a pattern paper which has come from our Nature's Garden Farmhouse 12 by 12 inch paper pad. Again, working in 1/4 inch increments, so it's just a 1/4 inch smaller. Doesn't matter that we've gutted the centre of that, no one's going to know when we pop that onto our box lid. But in a moment you'll see exactly where that cardstock went, and it just meant that we can save some of our cardstock. But if you are thinking about mailing your cards, if you're creating cards in this sort of concept, then as well you're reducing bulk on there, you're reducing weight, so potentially it can be even more economical to post when you are removing some of the weight from that layer.
You're in a construction mode today, aren't you?
I am, aren't I? I'm liking doing my boxes. I'm trying to think if I've got any planned for tonight. Oh yes, I do actually.
What you got planned for later?
Ooh, going to be having another look at that amazing deal on the Country Lane, the Saracen Country Lane.
65% off.
Crazy that, isn't it? I cannot believe the saving on that, so definitely going to have to bring that in. Timeless butterflies, of course, got to bring those in. Amazing, best ever price on those. I don't think actually, I might be wrong, but I don't think we've ever had them discounted before. So to have them on a discount is absolutely fabulous, especially at this time of year. So we're going to be doing a bit with the timeless butterflies, and then we've got some of the card front colouring pads as well. So incorporating both the everyday that we looked at on this morning's wake up call, but we'll have a little play with the Christmas as well, I think too. So plenty to be going at this evening's.
Nice.
Beautiful beginning. It's going to be a fab show. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Crafty Angie asks, have you tried wasabi almonds?
Oh, I don't like wasabi.
Oh, I love wasabi.
I can't do it, no.
On your sushi?
No, it's the bit of sushi that I leave. I love the pickled ginger.
Yeah?
Could eat that till the cows come home, but the wasabi, I have
hot.
tried it. I just, oh no.
Do you like mustard?
No.
Oh, so you wouldn't
No.
like wasabi then?
No.
Salt and pepper peanuts are good too, says Angela Krause.
Yeah, I love a bit of salt and pepper.
And Sil Sparkley says, also, paprika peanuts.
Oh.
Slightly spicy, but delish. Cashews, bless you.
Huh?
Any nuts, says Sil. Yum. I'm the same. I love nuts. You just got to be careful because they're quite fattening. But I hear with peanuts that they're good fats, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good source of protein as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for your heart. That's what I tell myself when I'm eating about the 10th bag of peanuts in a row. It's good for you, good protein.
Yeah, of course. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Anyway, we found out where that heart went. We've used some of our multimedia nesting heart dies. We got the centre of that matte and layer, and we're using that as part of our topper. So we've got our white in the centre, matte and layered onto some of that pink card, the same pink that we've used for our mattes and layers to get everything tied together beautifully. I've just realised I've missed out a matte and layer. Let's see if I can still peel this back. I think I might be all right. Yeah, I didn't press down too hard on my foam, just missed out one of my panels. So lifting that back up, bringing in this panel, another paper from that Nature's Garden Farmhouse paper pad. We've matte and layered that again onto that same pink cardstock. Just remove that sticky where we had the foam tape. Pop that down, I think slightly below halfway. Just centre that up like so, and then we'll bring back in our heart. Now we can add it over the top.
Oh, that's pretty.
It just makes a difference, doesn't it? And when we add our toppers onto the centre of that heart, it will just bring that pink from the foreground into the background. Bringing in our teacups, and what I quite often like to do with my stamped images that I've fussy cut out, just like to add a little bit of shape, just using my pokey tool, rounding it and adding that beveled edge to our stamped images, brings them to life. Going to have that in the centre of our heart. So we're going to bring in some of our foam tape to add down the centre, keeping that dimension and allowing them to really pop against that background. After all, it's all about the colouring on this particular project, so we want to make it really sing and stand out. Our teapot, we're going to do the same sort of thing with that by just adding that little bit of shape, rounding that centre, rounding like so, using our pokey tool. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have that slightly off the page, so it's going to be like it's pouring it into our mugs there. A little bit of foam tape along the bottom, taking care not to add any to that top section, just because it's going to be extending along the edge of the box, so we don't want that to sort of have any adhesive exposed. I think we're safe. Yeah.
Pop some of your tea bags in there.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking. Me and my sister quite often will give each other tea bags, so I'm thinking this would be a perfect little box just to pop a little bag of tea, a little box of tea bags. Perhaps there's going to be a few biscuits, a few handmade biscuits, a few tea bags. I'm talking my own language now, that's for sure.
What are you dunking in your tea then, biscuit-wise?
Oh gosh, whatever I've got in. I tell you what I've got in at the moment, classic, but still always a winner. Digestives.
Oh, you can't beat a digestive.
You cannot beat a digestive. Perfect dunker as well. They dunk very, very well.
They do. Oh, George is all over the chocolate hobnobs in the gallery.
Ooh.
What's your biscuit choice, Johnny?
Johnny, biscuit cam.
Chocolate digestive is good.
Oh, Bourbon, yeah, one of my favourites. They're not the best dunkers, but they're still amazing.
Custard cream for me.
Ooh.
Tried about that the other day. I love a custard cream. Or a I call them squashed fly biscuits.
Garibaldi.
Yeah, Garibaldi.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. No, not Garibaldi.
Fruit shortcake.
Garibaldi, yes.
Oh, I love a fruit shortcake. Good dunker.
Are they?
Yeah, decent dunker.
Decent dunker.
Yeah, definitely.
Shortbread is proper shortbread as well, Scottish shortbread.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely.
Should have bought some whilst I was in Edinburgh, really.
Oh yeah, should have brought some back. Rude.
Mary says, love the colours on the box, Lily. Heidi says, I have to say, I love getting to know Lily.
Aww.
The more she demos, the more we see and hear her personality. She used to be so shy. Don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled.
Also, love her designs and makes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely not shy. Not shy at all.
She isn't. I love watching Lily colour, says Kay. Jamie says, I started colouring when I was 11, and that was 12 years ago.
Oh.
And Rhonda Crowley, Rhonda's on the jokes today. I got over my addiction to nuts, marshmallow and chocolate. I won't lie. It was a rocky road.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Love
Another of my
Rhonda.
favourites.
Johnny's writing that one down.
He'll be whipping that out of the Christmas dinner table, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. Good one, that one. I like that.
Great.
Like that a lot. Oh, makes me want some Rocky Road now.
Oh, I know. Seriously.
Oh, and it's so easy to make as well. Very easy to make. Might have to whip up some Rocky Road over the Christmas period, I'm thinking. Oh, yeah.
Just the boys in the gallery just discussing the fact that the cafe's shut now as well for you, isn't it? Christina's shut up shop.
Yeah, don't know what they're going to do.
I think a lot of people have gone actually now. I drove into the car park today. There's hardly any cars in there.
It is quiet, isn't it?
It is, yeah. People taking an extended holiday, I think.
Yeah. But just popping together that box, of course, using that fabulous sentiment, we had to pop that on there. You are terrific. What lovely colour tones. Using the colour tones that we've got within that Exotic Blends pen set in your starter collection to create a box. Really pretty using your pinks and purples. These are definitely my go-to colourways. But just so much fun to create, colouring all the different elements and just layering up the design.
I'll tell you what, I'll just quickly recap on the price for you on this, and we'll get Lee to line up her makes, and we'll do the vote for the demo of the show. So I'm loving that joke, Ron. I just reread it. It's the Tri-Blend Starter Collection. You're going to get 6 of your Tri-Blend pens. So these are the Exotic Blends, 6 colours, 18 different colours though, really, if you like, because you've got the different hues within each pen, the light, the medium and the dark. We're giving you your paper to be using your pens with, and you're also going to be getting your alcohol proof ink pad that is in the rustic brown. 2 sets of stamps. One, of course, is going to be the set that you've just seen Lily working with. Usually that would set you back almost £50, over $70. Today, platinum price is just £28 or $40 if you're shopping in the US. Right, let us get these lined up. We've rattled, I say we, the royal we, rattled through the demos today. Lily, I think, has got another 4 to recap on here. So what you done?
Absolutely. So we started off with our natural beauty stamps. That is demo number 1 to vote for with our tri-blend brush. Demo number 2, we kept it super simple with our Aperture stamps. That's demo number 2. Demo number 3, we went all punny for this one. Punny Christmas is number 3. And then the one we've just put together using those fabulous stamps from the starter collection, demo number 4. 1, 2, 3 or 4, what's it going to be?
Where are you going with that? I reckon you've got about 2.5 minutes or so to get your vote in. Beautiful box, Lee says Mary. Crafty Angie says love the box. And adorable, says Miriam Robinson. Quick little recap on some of the hot items from this show. The storage bag has been very, very popular. It's going to store your 48 tri-blend pens. It's such a really, really nice looking bit of kit. Really easy for you to carry around as well. So you've got your handle there, but then you've also got the adjustable shoulder strap. That comes off as well if you don't want to have that. You simply just got the clips there that you can take off and store that away should you not want to use it. Looks the business. You've also got a little zipper on the back there as well, so if you want to take some paper card with you, you can. And then when you open it up, you can see how well all of your tri-blends will sit in there. They're stored absolutely beautifully, and all 48 you'll get in there, of course. You've got the hook and mesh system on the top and on the sides as well. But the genius for me with this is the fact that the sort of central panel, if you like, not only have you got all of the elasticated components there, so all of your pens sit in nice and easily, but that pops out for you as well. So you can pop the bag aside, pop that on your craft desk, and you've got everything there for you to hand, when you want to use it. So it makes it nice and easy for you not only to take this with you wherever you go, but also makes it nice and easy for you to store all of your pens as well. Great deal on that today, £31.99 if you're platinum. US platinum price is $39.99. Now, also proving popular on the show today, the natural beauty stamps. We saw these a little bit earlier in the show with Lily, the 5-piece collection. Designed, of course, to work beautifully with your tri-blend brush pens, but of course if you just simply like the look of these, you can use all of your other pens as well, but you're going to get the 5 beautiful portraits within this set. So $23.97 or $29.85 is the platinum price on these, and the 5 different designs you're going to get. You've got your tumbling waves. This one is the effortless chic. Super cute, this one, little darling. Then you've got your luscious locks. And then lastly in the set is the one that Lily actually demoed on earlier in the show, the Ethereal Beauty. Normally £40 there or thereabouts, $50, $23.97 today or $29.85. Just whilst we're waiting for the result of the demo, don't forget, we've got a question that's just come in. I haven't seen it come through yet, but Johnny's got it. She's trying to make puzzles for Christmas. What glue is used to attach the mount board? What's the best glue?
Ooh, I tend to use my tacky glue. Just make sure you spread it out nice and evenly. You don't want areas where there's a lot of glue. Just spread it out nice and evenly, maybe using a brayer or any sort of tool. Tacky glue is the one that I always use.
Excellent stuff. Thank you everyone else who's helping Sarah as well. Beautiful beginnings coming up later on. Craig's going to be here with Lily. We're going to be looking at those timeless butterflies. They're there, so if you missed those earlier on Wake Up Call, they're coming up for you. Also on the show later on, probably the deal of the day, I think, as far as the products are concerned, the Sarah Signature Country Lane collection. It's a 20-piece collection later on the show for an unbelievable price. You're going to be saving 65% on that. Plus, you've got those colouring pads as well, which I think you're going to have a lot of fun with. And also a brilliant hero tool deal for you too. All that is coming up tonight from 6 with Lily and Craig, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. But what was the winner of the demo of the show?
4?
Well, for me, it was a toss-up between 3 and 4, and I've pretty much called it 4 again.
4,
yes.
Pretty in pink. Demo number 4 is your demo of the show.
Fantastic. Well, that will be up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame. You'll get to vote for your favourite a little bit later on with Craig and Lily. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow morning with you for my last day of the year. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We've got a fantastic wake-up call show for you, which is going to be kind of like a cartload. And of course, tomorrow is where you've got that big Christmas party show from 6. Beautiful beginnings tonight though with Craig and Lily from 6 o'clock. So we'll see you in a couple of hours time. If you've got stuff in your baskets, then make sure you get those baskets checked out. Thank you to Lily. Thank you to all the team. I'll see you tomorrow. Lily and Craig will see you later on. Bye for now.